Je t'aime, toi et ton clafoutis, et tes barésies, et tes chars aussi. Je t'aime.
Hi, we're Maia and Emre, and we're full-time travelers in Nice, France on the French Riviera, also called the Côte d'Azur.
Je suis un lover, c'est comme ça.
We're going to help you discover what it's like to retire or stay in France, specifically in Nice.
Avec mon vieux crayon à écrire sous la...
Today, we're visiting the exclusive Carré neighborhood, one of the most desirable districts in Nice.
In this ultimate guide to neighborhoods, you will get a feel for the ambiance here and see 3 sample apartments for sale as you get to know the pros and cons to this elegant district.
Malgré tous les chaos, c'est beau.
So stay with us if you're thinking of retiring in the south of France, or if you just want to know what it's like living in France, or wanting to figure out where to stay on your next vacation.
Let's start with where to find the Carré d'Or. Place Masséna and Boulevard Gambetta bracket the district. The coveted Victor Hugo Boulevard creates the border to the north, and the promenade and the sea form its south border. This central spot in the heart of Nice is the #1 pro for the Carré d'Or. Location, location, location.
Il y aura toujours pour toi.
If we had to summarize the Carré d'Or in one word, it would be posh. Even its name means golden square. The Carré d'Or is tidy and well taken care of. Potted plants line the frequently cleaned streets.
Je n'ai pas grand-chose à te dire, un peu bidon.
This is Nice's most popular district for real estate investment when foreigners look for a dream place in Nice. The look is eclectic with a mix of Belle Epoque, Art Deco, and wood-shuttered Provençal stone, giving the district an elegant historical feel, oozing a quintessential French vibe. The district is lively with residences among exclusive shops and fine eateries. Many streets are wide, illuminating apartments with sunshine. And you can't think about the Carré d'Or district without considering your address to be on the widest boulevard of all, Victor Hugo.
Mais qu'est-ce que je fous
So
ici?
let's go to Treeline Victor Hugo to see your first apartment. Most buildings here have elevators, which is not a given in Nice. Apartments have high ceilings and more gracious layouts. This Art Deco era apartment is on an upper floor with over 100 square meters and 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. The windows face Victor Hugo Boulevard with a southern exposure, and the building across the street is beautiful to look at and not so tall, allowing the sunshine to pass into your apartment. Except on a rare cloudy day like the day we visited. The gorgeous herringbone wood floors and preserved original doors give the apartment a very French character. While the kitchen solution is a little odd, it's also miraculous because the kitchen was previously at the back of the apartment where there's now a bedroom. The apartment is 4 blocks away from the beach, and only 2 blocks to the tram that takes you in a few minutes to the lovely Port Olympia, or one stop closer to Garibaldi Square, the start of Old Town.
It's easy to have a carless life in the Carré district. You'll have many pleasant walks in your neighborhood. So before we go to our second apartment, let's take a walk together down one of the clean, wide sidewalks. It's morning, we're in the center of a city. Nice has made a huge effort to convert many previously two-way automobile streets into one-way streets with bike paths and leafy border gardens taking over. And while the Carré is rather posh, it's also very practical. Everything for daily life is walkable, from specialty stores to simple but well-stocked small grocery stores on every block or two, including biomarkets.
Okay, international house hunters, are you ready? We're headed to your second apartment in a lovely building just 3 blocks from the beach. Here, we're on a less busy street, so it's feeling quite neighborhoody. The apartment is on the 3rd floor, where they tend to put you above the bulk of the street noise and give you a better chance of a light, bright apartment. With 87 square meters, it has 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. You can't always expect one, but many apartments in the Carré do face into a garden area. In this case, the whole garden is owned by one private person who doesn't like to share. So it's just for looks and sunlight, but still a nice treat. Many apartments listed as renovated like this one do need some further cosmetic or interior changes to make them your own. View across the street with palms and beautiful facades give you a real French feeling. But below, the auto repair shop across the street is something you want to think about.
We're going to head down this very same street into the heart of the shopping district to your final apartment. But let's stop and notice that if you choose the Carré for your neighborhood, you'll have lots of choice for your favorite parks, from petite to quite grand. The Massena Museum's garden is our favorite. This park, with its lush foliage and winding circular path, is a public park, but only during open museum hours. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please subscribe to our channel. We need your support, and this is the best way to help. If you choose the Carré for your neighborhood, you'll also find yourself surrounded by history. This, for example, is the Russian Orthodox Church, built in the 1850s. As the number of Russian immigrants grew, In the early 1900s, the Russian Tsar funded an even bigger and more spectacular Russian Orthodox church on a site just north of the Nice train station.
Je t'aime.
Besides the history that surrounds you, among your neighbors you'll find international and local designer shops. You'll have plenty of fun choosing your favorite place to splurge.
If you choose the Carré as your district, you'll have plenty of access to both global and French luxury brands. This store here, Ben Simon, started in Paris in the 1960s as a shoe and clothing surplus store. And over the years, it's become a beautiful concept store featuring eco-friendly clothing and homewares.
Tu m'excuseras du peu si je vire un peu.
If you like tea, you're going to love this shop. It's one of my favorites in Carré d'Or, Palais de Thé. It's a chain within France, but they make excellent teas, and these guys are very friendly, and most of them speak English, so let's go inside. This beautiful collection, tins. I love the little tins.
Toi et ton feng shui et tes chats aussi.
What about Philippe Taillac's cosmopolitan take on traditional French pastries? Taillac's pastries all have a beautiful twist with surprising ingredients and chic presentation. He even makes a French tart of chocolate chip cookie dough.
D'ailleurs, t'as pensé au prénom. Je t'aime.
And if you love this bakery too, well, you can live right across the street at your next apartment for sale.
Here we are at your next apartment, an ultra-chic designer gem in the heart of the Carré d'Or, just 3 blocks from the beach and 1 block south of Victor Hugo. Opening on the sitting area, this 3-bedroom apartment is an entertainer's dream, with the bulk of the 115 square meters dedicated to open living space. The taste level here is impeccable. We imagine your dinner parties and feasts made in the to-die-for kitchen. Triple pane windows make the apartment silent, but being on a lower floor, when we open the windows, the street noise floods in. We do feel close to the surrounding buildings who block some of the natural light. However, mirrors cleverly magnify what sunshine does come in. Like the rest of the apartment, the bedrooms feel airy and sleek, even though they're small. The furniture and custom built-ins help, and they're both included in the price. The guest toilet is a feat of space management. So before we go, let's summarize what's great about this neighborhood and also cover the 5 top cons. The Carré d'Or is undeniably central. The neighborhood is clean and well taken care of. It's easy to live a carless life. Your neighborhood gems surround you with history and French flair, and upscale shops and eateries lie at your doorstep. And for many people, that is what it takes to be a favorite. However, let's give you a few things to think about.
Con number 1, inconsistent. Not all parts of the Carré d'Or are consistently beautiful. Watch out for what's out the window. Con number 2, who's at the door? Because it's posh and central, many doctors and lawyers locate their offices in the nicer residential buildings located in the Carré d'Or. So while this area is considered one of the safest neighborhoods, you can also have a lot of strangers coming in and out of your building. Con number 3, pricey. As a go-to location, high demand has driven up prices and better value can be found in other neighborhoods just outside the boundaries of the Carré d'Or. Con number 4, lots of tourists. This is also the go-to location for hotels. You'll be sharing your neighborhood and local restaurants with vacationers, particularly in the high season. That's it for today. Please join us for all upcoming episodes of Where to Live in Nice, France, as we help you explore more Nice neighborhoods and live your dream of retiring or staying in Nice, France. We look forward to seeing you again in the next episode. If you like this video, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Au revoir.
Il y aura toujours pour toi une petite place dans mes bras. Je suis un lover, c'est comme ça. Je n'ai pas grand-chose à te dire, un peu bidon, ça ne sont que des mots. Je me jette à l'eau.